we do welcome you to the C&C Auto Show. I am Aaron Clements here with co-host Jamie Bridges.
Good morning.
Jamie, how in the world are you doing today?
Good.
Yeah. And David Clark.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Are we ready for a fantastic show?
Absolutely.
All right. It's Memorial Day weekend, and we want to remember and honor all those that made the ultimate sacrifice so that we can enjoy this freedom and do the things that we're doing today. We can do and say what we want to say up to a point. I mean,
I don't know.
But we have freedom, and I think that's something to really be proud of. And if a lot of people wouldn't have died, a lot of men and women died to give us that freedom. So we need to appreciate it. And this will be a weekend that we can all remember that. And we're actually on semi-remote. Yeah. We had planned to be on remote at a event somewhere. It was going to be a really nice event. But it got rained out.
Yep.
So we won't be there. We will be here. So once again, we're inside the downtown C&C Automotive location, sitting in a bay, and behind me, I promised Tim that I would say this, is Billy Hancock's toolbox. It's a beautiful toolbox, and this is just an example of what some of these technicians have. I mean, technicians love their tools. They invest huge amounts of money in these tools, and they use those to make a living. And they're proud of them.
So I will say there was I guess not rumor, but kind of what we used as a judgmental thing when we were looking at technicians in the shop in the collision was the guy with the biggest, nicest toolbox was the worst technician. The guy that would come down with the smallest toolbox always could do more than anybody. So I was like, I don't know that big shiny toolbox.
And I have seen that. And this is average. We had one guy, this was some years back, he came here, and that joker had a toolbox, I'm serious, the size of a Volkswagen bus.
Yeah, and he's probably
yeah, he had the tools, but he
didn't have the talent.
Didn't have the knowledge. But Billy has both, and he's got beautiful tools, and he's got the talent to go with it. And most technicians that I know do.
And what's crazy is how much those things are.
Oh,
Holy smokes. I mean, there's some of those toolboxes that are, what, $10,000,
yeah,
$15,000 and more.
So,
look at
yeah,
Jamie. Jamie's throwing her hand up. I'm like, I would not pay that. And then you got the tool truck guys, and if people don't know about the automotive business, like the tool trucks, like those people own these technicians for like their entire life. Like, just give me $10 a week.
Well, I think that's changing a lot.
That's what it is.
Technicians are being more and more aware of money and how to handle money than ever before. So many technicians are seeking alternative deals to keep that from happening.
Yeah.
Either buying tools at a way that they can afford them more, or making a conventional loan of some kind to get them as opposed to higher interest rates. Technicians are very smart people now.
Oh.
There's a large number of automotive technicians that have really progressed to the point to where they're just awesome.
I think there's just a bigger awareness now of where you can go get stuff. I mean, you think 20 years ago, I mean, you didn't have all the accessibility to everything we have today.
And you needed the tool truck guy.
Yeah, and so those guys, they would just wear
that is true.
Those guys out.
Yeah, and plus, if you got a special tool now, it used to be a long time ago, if you had a special tool and you had a car sitting there and needed it, you might have to wait a week to get the right tool to be able to. Now you order it and it's overnight.
Yeah.
Or sometime that afternoon.
And that drone's going to bring it in.
Yeah, the drone will bring it right on in. Okay, I want to mention to everybody that you can listen to us on your favorite station, or you could just tune into facebook.com/CC Auto Show and watch this show right there on Facebook. Or you can go to ccautoshow.com, and you can more than watch the show. You can see the events page and a lot of other things to do with the automotive world. And that's brought to you by Kingdom Web Pros, and they just awesome with what they do. They can build you a nice website, and they can also take your business to the next level. And we're also taking phone calls. Yeah. Matter of fact, we're going to get the phone calls the priority today. We have a lot of cases to where we'll do interviews, we'll have guests on, and we're not able to take as many of the calls as we'd like to take. Phone calls will get priority today. 800-224-9090. 800-224-9090. And you think we should lay a tech tip quiz out?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, here we go. All right, we're going to lay it out there. When Buck's granddad was just starting out in the investment business. He invested in something that let Buck buy any car he wanted. Now, Buck was his grandson. Any car that he wanted and live wherever he wanted to live. What did his grandfather invest in that helped Buck so much? And if you know the answer to that, give us a call, 800-224-9090. I see David thinking about it.
Yeah.
All right. And both of you are, I hadn't told you the answer, so
No.
both of you are eligible to win that. All right, let's move to the next item. Let's go to, it's time for Collision Safety Consultants Event of the Week. David, what has happened this week?
I think we need intro music for this.
Yeah, we do.
segment.
We need something for that.
We need the danger zone music when
Yeah.
you go into
There
this
you
because
go.
it gets bad. There's so much going on. I mean, I've got a truck right now. I mean, if you're looking at my social media over the last couple of weeks, we've been doing a part series on this truck that the guy came in, he got blamed. He wrecked it. He went back after having it repaired by the shop that the insurance company told him to go to. They accused him of hitting something. So I looked at it. We, just on initial inspection, I could see there were issues. We opened the hood. There was a buckle on the rail, tore it down, found even more damage to the radiator support that should have never been fixed. Then we saw the frame was damaged. We measured the frame. The frame's bent on it. So right now we're in the mix of that one, of submitting all that to the insurance company and waiting for some replies back. It was very disappointing. The shop that was working on this thing, they just pretty much told the customer, they weren't interested. They didn't even want to come see it with us. So that was disappointing. And I got that same shop, put another car in the shop this week. We tore it down. This one, it wasn't even painted the right color. And they told the guy, it's never going to match because it's 2019.
We blended it the best we could.
Oh, they didn't even try and blend it. I mean, this is like black and white. So that video's coming soon.
Well, I'm going to mention something. You were talking about the frame bent, because a lot of people think that from years past, it used to be if a frame was bent during an accident, that you would pull the vehicle up on a rack and you would hook chains to it here and chains to it there, and you would pull the frame back in order. Now, I don't know that particular vehicle, but I do know that most frames today, they don't allow that. You have to pretty much take the body off of it and put a new frame under there. Now, again, I don't know if the one you're talking about is one of those or not.
I mean, every situation's different, right? And, I mean, the technology today to be able to measure a car, I mean, you've got so many different systems, whether it's a car liner, whether it's a Chief, whether it's Celette. Celette's a huge one that it's a fixture bench. And so you put the car on it, and it sits it down. And if it's not in the holes, the car's out of alignment. And now you got to work. Now you got to build. I mean, you're building the foundation. That's what a lot of folks don't realize is, if that's not right, it's just like building a house. If that foundation of the car's not right, the rest of it's going to be off. So, I mean, a lot of those questions are super important. And then, if that's not right, then it leads to the ADAS stuff not working right. Like, it's just a whole mix of complications.
So collision repair is exact now. It's not a case of it can be close and be okay.
Yeah. No.
As long as the person can't see it, they're happy, everything's good. It don't work like that anymore.
Yeah, and I had my first ever this past week. I got a cattle trailer that I helped a person with a total loss on. And I had Jamie's assistance with helping me figure out, like, how much is this thing worth? And we ended up getting the person another $6,000. So
it's kind of crazy how, with us all working together on the show now, how we also work together in our work lives also, and get together and say, Jamie comes down and visits from time to time and helps the parts department in there, and David comes down from time to time and looks at stuff, and I look at stuff with David. So we kind of work together now, and it's kind of a win-win. But a lot of technicians do that all over. You got to have contacts to be able to do things.
Absolutely.
Let's go to the phone calls. We will go over and visit with Jenny. Jenny, welcome to the C&C Auto Show. What can we help with?
Hi there.
Hi.
I have a 2022 Toyota RAV4, and I have about 26,000 plus miles on it. My last inspection or maintenance was in April, and I had my tires rotated, and then I had a 4-part top engine cleaner, and they had a induction SDS and a top engine induction SDS. Since that time, I've noticed around 50 to 55 miles an hour, I'm beginning to feel a little vibration as I'm driving.
Mhm. Okay, now does this vibration, does it come and go as you're accelerating and decelerating, or does it come and go with the speed of the vehicle?
It's with the speed of the vehicle.
Okay, so it sounds like you got a little tire balance issue, and you mentioned that they rotated the tires. What I'm wondering is if you might have a little irregular wear on one of the tires, and let's say that that tire with the irregular wear was on the front, and now it's on the back, or it's got a little bit of a balance issue, and they moved it from the rear to the front to where you feel it more, and so now you're feeling
Correct.
something that was there, but it was just in a place that you didn't feel it before. So I would recommend having the tires inspected. At 26,000 miles, your tires should still be good. If it's got some irregular wear, I'd recommend a four-wheel alignment to make sure that you stop the wear where it's at now, and then have the tires balanced. Now here we call that the smooth ride special,
Okay.
or the
Smooth
smoothie.
ride.
But a lot of shops do it, and the main thing is you just want to get somebody with modern equipment. Unfortunately, you can't do jobs like that with old equipment anymore. You have to be able to, it needs to be a computerized alignment. And if you're talking about somewhere like one of the dealerships did that, which if you got those items done, and somebody recommended things like the induction service and the other things, my thought is you probably go into a pretty high-end shop or somebody that's going to do a good job, and so there's not much doubt they would have the modern equipment to do it the right way. But yes, I think that's probably all you're going to need is a good balance and alignment.
Okay. Well, that sounds good.
Well, Jenny, that's a
So
great
what questions
question.
should I ask?
Go ahead.
What questions should I ask them, or what information should I give them?
Oh, just mention to them you're feeling a little vibration at whatever speed you're feeling, whether it's 40, 45, 50, whatever speed, and tell them that you suspect that it may be a wheel balance, but ask them to drive it and confirm it, and then ask them if you've been told that it might need a balance, and if the tires have any irregular wear and alignment. Which, with that model, 2022, if you hadn't ever had an alignment, I would recommend just going ahead and getting it because it's going to be off some. It depends on how much, but just let them know the same thing the two of us talked about, and I just about bet that's what they're going to recommend anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, that eases my mind some, and I appreciate the information.
Well, Jenny, those are great cars, and I know you're going to enjoy that, and don't hesitate to call back if you need us.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So,
And then, what now?
go ahead.
Okay, the number to call, 800-224-9090. David, you had something?
Yeah, I was going to say, how many miles does she have on there?
She had 26,000.
26,000. So my wife goes in to get her oil change this week, and I text Aaron yesterday because she comes to me. I get home. I've been out of town. Hey, I just got my car serviced, but they're asking me to do a transmission fluid exchange and a brake fluid exchange, and I only got 30,000 miles on my car. And I'm like, really? I was like, well, let me check with Aaron, make sure. And so we talked about it this morning, and so I was thinking this lady, like, hey, she's almost at 30,000 miles. But BG's changing the game, it sounds like, Aaron.
Well, it is. There's a lot of companies. It used to be that most dealerships would tell us that we should not be selling transmission exchanges, transmission fluid exchange. We should not sell brake fluid exchanges. That's just not needed. As it turns out, it was needed, and all that we've been doing for many years. I don't know if they noticed that the cars that that a lot of us have been working on is going 200, 300, 400,000 miles and lasting 15 years and still being good cars. Might have noticed that, but either way. Most of the manufacturers now are recommending things like transmission fluid exchange, brake fluid exchange. Now, in your case, she mentioned transmission fluid around 30,000 miles. that sounds pretty close to what I would normally do. Normally, I kind of give an option of going between 30 and 50, but right around in that range is good. It's not like engine oil to where you have to do it at before a certain time. Like
Right.
my truck, it was over 5,000 miles since I changed it last, and I was having a fit to get it in here. I said, "Can somebody change my oil, please?" Because I don't like oil to go over. Now, transmission fluid's a little different. You don't have any combustion in the system, so you don't have gases and things particles that dilute the transmission as fast as oil. So you got a little leeway in there. It's not a set time, and it kind of depends on how hot the fluid gets. But transmission fluid is important. Now, brake fluid at 26,000, like with hers, what I would normally recommend doing is a brake strip test. There's a little strip test that you can stick in the brake fluid and pull it out, and it tells you the moisture content. Because that's the reason you're replacing the brake fluid, is because it attracts moisture. And if too much gets in there, it causes corrosion throughout the system. And then, of course, you get contaminants. But at somewhere around 50,000 miles, I'd replace it either way.
Okay.
Go ahead and do it because it makes it last longer. And the prices you gave me sounded pretty close to what it normally would be. So, I mean, they wasn't overcharging for any of that.
$270.
Yeah.
You know, a system.
And that's what I say. She had the induction service and the other things. Wherever she's taking that car, they're doing a good job. They're letting her know the things that need to be done on the vehicle, and that's going to pay off years down the road.
Okay.
It's a good system.
Jamie, what is happening in the trucking community other than the high gas prices?
I think that's the biggest thing right now. So earlier this week, I got to fly to Michigan, Grand Rapids, to go on a Weller remanufactured transmission tour. It's Weller truck parts, and what they do is they reman HD transmissions, driveline components, steering gears. They make drive shafts. They do all kinds of stuff. It was really neat just to see the amount of R&D and then the time that they put into the remanufacturing process. I mean, they have it set up where they train, and you have to know what you're doing before you can move on to the next step. So it's just the amount of time and effort that they put into this. It was really incredible. Just seeing all these guys at work in the machine shop. And Weller is an associate-owned company. So because everybody in the machine shop taking this stuff apart is part owner, you know, it really reflects back into the work that they put out. And, I mean, they make ECUs and TCUs, the electronics. I mean, everything, the floor, you know, they had the electrostatic covering on the floor. They all wore wristbands. All of their chairs were grounded to the floor. I mean, they put the money and the time into the product that they manufacture. It was very incredible.
There you go. And I heard you went to a baseball game?
I did as the West Michigan Whitecaps, and they won the game.
And Jamie, I mean, didn't they try and recruit you? I mean, you were catching fly balls?
Yeah, I caught a ball. They don't want me out there running around though. That's for sure. But no, I don't know. I'm not a baseball fan, but it popped back up. We were sitting behind home plate. It came over the fence, bounced off the wall, and I caught it.
Yeah.
And then I sent my husband a text message. It was a picture of me holding the baseball. Hey, I got a baseball at the baseball game. He said, "No, you didn't." I said, "Yes, I did." He said, "You caught that ball with your bare hand." I said, "I did. It might have bounced a couple times first, but I did."
There you go.
Well, the main thing, you did get it, and you had proof. Still had the ball?
I did.
You brought it back with you?
It's in my work truck. I'm gonna put it on my desk when I.
All right, get one of those little holders. You know, you can buy the little thing that it mounts in.
I meant to get the Weller guys to sign it while I was still up there, but I forgot about it.
What I always love about going to manufacturing facilities like that is just seeing the structure of how everything has a place. And it's just such 5S situation of where, you know, they have worked through everything and how everything just moves.
Yeah.
And how efficient those things move at the same time.
They were incredibly efficient. I mean, they come in the morning and they have their safety meeting, and then they plan out their day, and then, you know, everybody does what they're supposed to do, and they roll out, you know, what they're supposed to during the day. Everything has its place. Everything's marked. And, I mean, that is one of the cleanest machine shops I've ever walked through.
It's so fun to go look at stuff like that.
It was incredible. And they do a lot of specialty older stuff, things that you can't find anywhere else. You know, the OE manufacturer hasn't made these things in 10 years, and they're still rebuilding them and rolling them out. So if you have a heavy truck and you get stuck on something, then Weller's your guys.
That would do it. Ready to go to news?
Let's do it.
All right. Toyota and Nissan have reportedly prepared communications to dealers warning of a potential shortage of engine oil and other lubricants tied to the disruption of the U.S.-Iran war. And I will tell you, in the automotive field, and I imagine it's going to be the same in the trucking field and to a degree in the collision repair, this is going to be a big deal. There's certain factories that have to do with making of the synthetic oil, which most of the later model vehicles take certain types of synthetic oil, certain additives, and some of these places that produce that are blown up. And so
Yeah.
it's going to be not only higher prices in some cases, but also a shortage in some cases. We've been fortunate enough to deal with people who we've been able to keep our prices down. We've had increases, but not to the degree to where we've had to increase anything. But a lot of them say in many areas it's coming. Now, Jamie, you might know that more than I do. I don't know if you've heard anything on the trucking industry side, but certain oils
Yeah.
are going to be very difficult.
Well, it was we got a notification, and ours was brand specific, but I mean across the board, you know, it's not new semi trucks don't necessarily run 1540 like they used to. You have varying viscosities now. I'm starting to see more 1032 and then syn blends. So this is going to affect the trucking industry as well.
Yes, and it definitely will affect the automotive industry. So,
Well, you're seeing the same thing on paint right now. I mean, they're already starting to send out bulletins to everybody saying, "Hey, we're having price increases," because this is happening, and we saw a lot of it several years ago where there were certain toners that you couldn't get, and there were limited amounts of that. And what people don't realize is you take one car and you got to paint it, and it may take 6 different toners to make that one color. But if you don't have that one toner,
gonna be
you
awful
can't
little.
make it.
Yeah.
So it becomes a super challenge. And I remember there was one toner that we had between the 9 shops downtown, and we would take and juggle that thing around. And I mean, like I had it under lock and key. Like, hey, if you need it, we'll come give it to you, but you're not hanging on to it because we're going to have to share it.
David, as far as paint goes, because I've heard some discussions on this, what would you say the increase has been in the last 10 years on the price of paint?
Oh, on the price of paint, I mean, we're
Double or
you're
or
well
more?
over 100%.
100%.
100% cost.
yeah.
I mean, the increases. I mean, you're looking at most years you see anywhere from 15 to 20% increase. And this year alone, there's already been. I mean, we're only halfway through the year. There's been 2 price increases on shops today, and that's tough. And that's why, I mean, you see some of these prices. I mean, again, it's going up. I mean,
And, you know, just to give people an idea, and the only reason that I'm saying this is, one, to let people know one of the many reasons why collision repair is so expensive. But the second reason is to let people know, especially with summertime coming, the different storms that we expect to come along with it, how taking care of your paint is such an important deal now. It used to be people say, well, if my paint wears out, I'm not going to worry about waxing it that much or taking care of it, because if it wears out, I'll just get it repainted. What would you say would be a rough idea if a person comes in and just had a Dodge Charger and the paint was faded on the top? And I know this is hard to say because there's a lot of people going to say you're nuts.
Are we talking about a Mako paint job?
No,
Or a
I'm
good
talking
paint
about
job?
I'm talking about an actual paint job, like if a collision repair shop, not to do with a wreck, but just say my paint's fading. A Toyota Camry, paint's fading.
we told everybody in the beginning, like you need to be ready to spend anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was.
To paint the car, because I mean, it's not just painting the car, right? Like you got to take it apart.
The prep, yeah.
And the prep work that goes into it,
Yes.
and then the materials that go into it. I mean, you take a gallon of clear right now is probably about $600 for 1 gallon.
Yeah.
And if somebody were
and
to
you got to
say,
have the hardener that goes in that, and then you got to have the cup to put it in. Like there's so many things that go along with it that folks just don't realize.
See, all you collision repair shops that hate to tell people that, I'm going to go ahead and do it for you because I know that person comes in and you hate to tell that person, hey, to paint that Toyota Camry is going to be $8,000, it's 6 to 8 to 10. You hate to tell them that because you know that's going to give them shock and they're going to get mad with you. But I'm going to go ahead and mention it. But I'm also mention that a lot of that fading and other things that happen with paint can be prevented. Just keep the vehicle clean and keep it waxed, and paint will last a long time.
Ceramic coating has come a long way with what it does to protect your car. So, I mean, it's expensive to get it done. Like, you're probably going to spend $1,500, $2,000 to get it done right and have a good coating on there. But, for longevity and making sure that you take care of your car, like, it's worth the investment. Like, I mean, that's something that here as of the last 4 or 5 years has probably become really, really big, but I would definitely look into that. I'm big on that versus the paint protection film. That stuff just, it fades out. And
10 years later, it looks like crud.
Yeah, it's yellow, and then trying
cracked.
to get it off, it's just a mess. But that's ceramic coating, if it's the right ceramic coating. Jamie just happened to step back in, so Jamie, welcome back to the show.
Can't even wander off for a potty.
No, we can't let Jamie have any slack because Jamie is the star of the show. If you ever know, if we go anywhere and somebody asks us about the show, it's never about, hey, what are you guys doing? Where's that lady?
Same here. That's what happens with me.
Who is Jamie?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess I'm just nobody. So.
Oh, no, I don't know about all that.
Yeah, somebody from a collision repair shop just the other day called me and said, what's that girl's name that's on there? I needed to ask her a question. So.
Tell you, I got to watch out. She start taking over my business.
Yeah.
What in the world, Jamie?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Ready to go to the calls?
Let's do it.
Yep.
All right, we'll go do it. We will go over and talk to Billy. Billy. Doing good. We told you that callers are going to get top priority today, so we are here with you. What can we help with?
Just so you know, I only listen to the show part-time when Jamie ain't on there.
Oh,
there you go. We knew it.
Oh, my gosh.
Speaking of paint jobs, I got a 2008 Chevy Express van, and I think most of the paint's on I-20 out there. I think that's the year we bailed them out and Mako painted all their vans.
yeah.
But here's my question. My neighbor has a Volkswagen Bug, and she went and had a new battery put in it yesterday. And last night about midnight, the alarm started going off. I didn't wake up till 4 o'clock, and I went down there to try to help her, and I said, I don't know what happened. I don't know why it's going off, but she could hit the button, it'd quit going off, and then 20 minutes later it'd come back on. You got any ideas?
Yeah, I can tell you some of the more common things.
Take the battery out?
Now, many years ago, the main thing used to be that the horn contacts would be real close together, and then when the temperature dropped just a little bit, they would close up enough to set the horn off, and you'd hear horns blow. And some people would think it's the alarm. Some people didn't thought it was other things. But now I would say some of the more common things that I see is door jamb switches. They're built inside the latch assembly now. And these little door jamb switches, they do the same thing. They're very temperature sensitive in some cases. And it causes them to, when the temperature drops to a certain point, because a lot of people wonder why. I've had cases somebody say, it always happens at 2:35 in the morning or something like that. And that's because the temperature hits the right place. And that's where, when your car knows it can tick your neighbor off by doing that. But the main thing, it's going to be to hook a computer to the vehicle or a scan tool and find out what trouble codes are stored, because high probability that it may have a code stored in there. Now, this would have to be a factory-type computer. Your normally scan tool that you would go to, like some of your parts places and do it.
C&C Auto to get it done?
Yeah, we got the equipment to do it, but you would need a piece of equipment that could read body control functions, and it would probably show up that way. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing, if you like to do stuff yourself on that, what I would recommend doing is wait until later in the afternoon and then walking around the vehicle and just taking your fist and kind of tap the doors tap the hood. Yeah,
Okay.
tap different things on the car
Right.
because if you can luck up and let's say you tap the left door and it goes off and you know it's real sensitive, that would save the technician a lot of time when they start looking for the problem. So some things you can do.
Okay.
We had Anna, our producer, her headlight wasn't working and she had done put a bulb in it herself the other week. And I said, Anna, let's take a look at it before we get the technician to diagnose it. And we pulled it on the rack. We did a little playing around, and I found one certain place I could tap it, and it come on. I said, Anna, it's got to be the pigtail because you've already done the headlight. And so now it'll save her a lot of money on having to take the car and have it diagnosed because we know what it is. Now we can just get a price on a pigtail and putting it on. So the more information you gather on a problem like that, the more money you'll save because the less time the technician I have to spend on it.
Okay, I'm gonna undo the hot side of that cable and tell her Monday morning I'll put it on and she can bring it to you guys.
Well, we can do that too. Love to.
Or you can just
All right.
unplug
Very good.
unplug the horn for the weekend just in case she needs her car.
Yeah. All right. We appreciate your call.
Okay, cool. All right. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, we got another call here. We will go over to James. And James, welcome to the C&C Auto Show. And what can we help with?
I need some industry expertise on a automobile I may be interested in purchasing, my wife and I. So good morning.
And good morning, and we are ready for you.
It's listed as a 2018 Ford Explorer FWD, so I think that I got a question about that acronym in a second. But in a general sense, 2018 Ford Explorer, are there any traditional or chronic concerns, powertrain-wise, or any other aspect of the vehicle that you have experienced, y'all?
Well, transmissions on any vehicle or on most vehicles, when you get into that year range, so we're starting to do a lot of things with transmissions that hadn't been fully tested yet. So most of the things on them are very good, but they don't stand doing things like running without transmission fluid exchanges and things like that. So transmissions are always a concern, but if the vehicle's had transmission fluid exchanges and let's say that it has been driven correctly and the fluid smells good and looks good, then that part should be fine. As far as on most of the other things, just being sure that mainly having to do with your fluids and regular maintenance. Make sure about the maintenance tune-up, the transmission fluid's been replaced, power steering fluid, if that one has it. I was trying to remember. And also the differentials. That's something that gets overlooked on cars all the time is replacing differential fluids. But other than that, they're great cars. I mean, I can't think of anything terrible about them. It's just more to do with making sure the maintenance has been done and doing a good inspection on the vehicle when you get it. Like looking at the transmission fluid. Is it real dirty? If it's got a dipstick to where you can, you may not be able to. But if not, it may be worthwhile having somebody remove the plug and stick their finger in it to look at it.
James, you run a Carfax on it?
Have not.
I'd run a Carfax on it and see if there's any
Yep.
accident history on it.
And run that VIN through the national database for recalls too, because it does come up with some issues for that car.
If it's got accident damage, I'd definitely have it inspected.
Yeah.
I mean, Carfax is good about saying, hey, there's been a wreck, but it is horrible on the severity of the damage. I mean, I had a customer I was doing a diminished value claim for, and the frame had to be replaced on the truck, and they listed it as minor damage.
Ooh.
It's not minor damage.
I don't know that anybody believes that's minor damage,
No.
but in those cases, that's where, I love working with Aaron, and we're able to offer that service to consumers out there. Is, hey, let us look at your car and do a pre-purchase inspection. Make sure you don't buy something you don't need to buy.
Yeah, don't buy a turd.
And leave it to Jamie to come up with the word. And so FWD, that's front-wheel drive.
Isn't that strange in a full-size SUV?
Yep. So you'll have front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, and all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
So FWD,
Good.
RWD, and
All right.
AWD.
But there's
So this one here would have been So this one here would have been available either as a front-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive. So front-wheel drive means less mechanical structural systems necessary for propulsion. And the other thing is odometer reading is 36,000 miles. So we're ahead of a lot of the neglect range.
Oh,
for
yes. I didn't
transmission,
realize it was that lower
brake fluid,
mileage. Yeah, you're just coming due for a lot of that type stuff. So, yeah, you even if it hadn't been done, you're still good because you'll just be coming due for it.
Good. So the abuse window has not quite opened, or I should say neglect window not yet quite opened on a car with that miles on it.
Exactly.
Good.
That's about the mileage. A lot of times when I'm buying a nicer car that I plan to keep for a long time, that's about the mileage I normally buy. I get a lot of my cars from Philip Hawkins Motor Company over there. And buying them at about that mileage, I found it's already absorbed most of the depreciation because I hate to buy something and it go down in value right after I buy it. So it's already absorbed a lot of that, and then but it hadn't had time to be abused yet, or it hadn't gone over on services.
You haven't driven it yet,
so,
right, Aaron?
Yeah, that sounds like a good setup there, Judge.
But the Carfax is a good point, David. I
Yes, sir.
wanted to talk to you all first because you guys might have said, wait a minute, don't go running through that backyard. There's a clothesline in it. Stay away out of there. But I haven't heard that, so that the Carfax at whatever it is now, $40, is worth the investment.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I would do it.
That's Memorial Day weekend. It's a weekend to remember and honor those that made the ultimate sacrifice so that we can enjoy our freedom, drive the cars that we want to drive, live where we want to live, do the things that we want to do. And that up to a point of what we can afford to do. But this is a time we can honor and remember those. We're on semi-remote. We had planned to be on remote at an event, but rain canceled it. So we set up here in the shop because we're having our studio remodeled. A lot of work being done up there. It's looking good, too. It's starting to look really good. Producer Mason Rogers doing a lot of stuff up there. But we are set up out here. We are ready to go. We're at the C&C Automotive base. We're sitting in between cars, and we have Billy Hancock's toolbox behind us. Yeah, and it's a beautiful toolbox, and we have cars being worked on to the left. I don't know what they're doing to that. Looks like they got stuff and cars on the right. Just cars all around us that are being worked on. This is my environment. I love this.
Yeah. And you know, thankfully, Aaron had the air conditioning put in to the shop.
Yes.
It
over
does
the
feel
winter,
nice in
and
here.
so it feels really good inside
Yeah,
here.
we got AC, and we got these fans that kind of keep us going. So we're having a good time. We're drinking coffee, and we're talking about cars, and or either I guess Jamie's having a Monster drink, which will take the place of coffee.
It
as far as I
is.
can
It is.
tell.
Well, I already have my coffee.
She had her
so
coffee,
there you
and
go.
she's got her Monster.
Well, everybody can join us. All they got to do is tune into your favorite station or go to facebook.com/CC Auto Show, and they can watch the show live there. Or they could go to CCAutoshow.com, and they can watch the show at that site. And that part, you can do a lot more, like look at events going on and different things. That's brought to you by Kingdom Web Pros, and they can take your business to the next level. Are we ready to go to the calls?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. We will go over to Ken. Ken, welcome.
This is Ken.
Ken. Hello, Ken.
Hey, I've got an answer for your tech tip quiz.
Oh, wow. Well, let me read it again because I did not get to read it right before the end of last segment. Okay. When Buck's granddad was just starting out in the investment business, he invested in something that let Buck buy any car he wanted, live wherever he wanted. And what was his grandfather's investing in that helped Buck so much? And let me get. And Ken, all eyes are on you. What is the answer to today's Tech Tip quiz?
Well, I think his grandfather served in the service or the military. And in honor of this Memorial Day coming up, he made it so it was free in this country to do almost anything.
Oh,
And that
wow.
made this kind of success possible.
Let's turn it over to the judges.
Sort of a
There we go. Let's go, Ken.
Way to go,
more of a
Ken.
patriotic question today.
I think Ken has won this thing a couple of different times.
Yes, he has. He's in the Tech
in
Tip
the
Quiz Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he is.
He knows how this is a life-changing
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
Ken, have you got one of the new T-shirts? It's going to say Ken.
Yeah, I think I do have one of the new ones.
Yeah.
I think we got some new stuff now that'll be. And I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and toss in a pin light that come from O'Reilly Auto Parts in with all of the other things that come in that prize package. So you are the winner, and you're absolutely
All right,
right.
that'd be nice.
His grandfather invested his life in America. He enlisted in the Air Force and flew P-51s. He was shot down and died for our country's freedom. Because of Buck and all the other men and women who gave their lives for our country, we can now continue to have the freedoms that we enjoy today. And Ken, thank you for answering our Tech Tip quiz today.
All right. Thanks for sending out the prize.
Oh, we're gonna do it. And I'm gonna turn you back over to our producer, Anna.
Anna?
Anna, Anna and Anna, both. We're going to turn it over to both of them. Okay, the number to call is 800-224-9090. If you got a question about your car, your truck, your SUV, you give us a call. And are we ready for the next news item that we have?
Let's hear it.
All right. And this is more of a discussion point than anything else. And if anybody wants to chime in also with the with a answer to this or an opinion on this, give us a call, 800-224-9090. Trump publicly vowed to stop the ridiculous removal of AM radios from cars. What do you think? Should cars have AM radios, or should they remove AM radios? They had talked about that this has been going on a year or more.
I like regular radio.
I
I
mean-
got regular radio.
Well, I
on my
mean,
truck.
AM. Now, FM would still be there. They would just be removing the AM side. I don't think it costs very little to leave AM in.
Well, I mean, the difference between AM and FM is the frequency and how the amount of power.
It's how the waves go.
It's modulated. Yeah, that's what it is. It's amperage versus frequency modulated. But I don't. Does anybody still listen to AM radio?
Well,
Hey,
I
we got
do.
AM 580.
There's
I mean, I know we play on AM radio stations, but I mean.
Well, I
People
tell
still
you why.
use AM
There's
radio
two
stations?
reasons why I think we should keep it. One is from time to time an AM signal can pick up better than an FM. So these stations that simulcast their stations, there's cases to where the FM signal might start to fade and the AM pickup, or vice versa. So I think AM is still good, but I think the number one reason, there's still a lot of emergency broadcast systems that are set up just for AM. And you might have an emergency, and AM might be all you're able to get in some cases. So I don't see a reason for doing away with it. Now, I admit that I don't use it that often, but I do I would say weekly, listen to AM as far as to get a better signal more than anything.
I don't know. I just stream everything through my phone.
There we
maybe,
go.
maybe that's not the best way to be anymore. But I can't even remember the last time I on purpose turned on the regular radio.
See, I
Yeah.
love to listen to
as
like
we
the regular
broadcast
radio.
I do
from the
too,
radio.
yeah.
And so, but I got to say, like this new generation, like my daughter will get in the car, and she's, 14 years old. She's in the back, and the car is hooked to her phone, and she is DJing in the
Yeah.
back, and like we just have to listen to whatever she's got hooked to the car. Like we don't even get an option.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I listen to a lot of podcasts, but I also like to listen to the news, and I break it up. A lot of times I'll listen to like 5-6 minutes of news, and then I'll listen to a podcast, and then I'll go back when the news comes back on, listen to it, because I know it's kind of fresh news if it's on the radio.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Now, this will be a real quick one here because we don't have but a minute to talk about this one. Someone proposed a front brake light mounted inside the windshield with a silicone strip that would show pedestrians and oncoming traffic when you're braking the same way that it would do with the rear tail light that tells drivers behind you. But the inventor, they do it so that a pedestrian's walking in front of you, they'll know that you are putting on brakes. Do you think we need something like that?
Well, I think my eyesight's going to tell me whether they're putting on brakes or
Yeah,
not.
I mean, I just the way electronics and vehicles now are so sensitive, you can't just tack on extra stuff. And I mean, if this is an add-on, or is this something he wants to roll off the assembly line?
Roll off the assembly line. It says the inventor has a second meeting scheduled with NHTSA's Jonathan Morrison. So he's going to be presenting the case. I'm like David. I mean, you want to look and make sure it looks like a car's braking before you do it. And plus, now many cars have automatic braking anyway, so it's not going.
Yeah,
it's going to stop by itself.
This seems like just something else to break down the road. I don't see the point in this. Don't step out in front of traffic.
Let's just
and then
run
you
the
will have
average
to
price of
worry
cars
about-
to $60,000
Yeah.
a car.
This
So-
is $100,000 or $100 in an LED light.
Something that I think that people need to know about
Yeah.
because it's coming. It's just like the oil shortage. It's on its way. But there's things that we can do to combat this. Global shipping disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz are contributing to a worldwide shortage of refined fuels. And as a result, the U.S. EPA is increasing the ethanol content allowed in gasoline from E10 to E15. And E15 does reduce emissions because it has better combustion, but it actually is a little bit less miles per gallon if you have E15. So to me, that sounds like a little bit like the deal, you less water in the toilet, but you have to flush it twice. But at the same time, that's what they're doing. All right, my concern is
So no flush on one, but
yeah,
flush on two.
Yeah, yeah, it's less water, but you got to do it twice. Okay, my concern is that this will tend to separate the fuel. What happens is ethanol tends to separate from gasoline. On these vehicles that you get that you may gas them up, you may only drive the car a little, maybe use a tank every couple of weeks or every 2 or 3 weeks. That fuel is going to tend to separate, especially if you got a car that sits there for a month with the same gas in it. So it's going to be very important for people to use the right additives to their fuel now. BG makes a great additive that you put in the fuel that it keeps it mixed. It keeps it from separating as much. And also some dryer, because ethanol also attracts moisture, just like the brake fluid, hygroscopic, and it causes it to attract moisture, and that can cause problems. And also, more ethanol can cause corrosion. That's the reason older vehicles, a lot of times they were recommending not to use it. Most of the vehicles now, even when you get into 03, 04 on up, most of them are absolutely fine with E10, E15, but some classic type vehicles, it may not do very well because it deteriorates some things. But when you get on up to E15, it can even cause problems in later models if you don't have some ways to keep it mixed. So that's on its way. So be ready. And again, just using a good treatment in the gas will do good. Okay, let's see here. What do we have next here? We have a House bill targeting EV, PHEV owners has sparked environmental backlash. The bill will add fees, and I'm asking your opinion on this one now. The bill will add fees and taxes to electric vehicle owners to make up for lost gas tax revenue. Is that good or bad?
Well, I get I know our fuel taxes are supposed to go back to road maintenance. Sometimes it doesn't feel like our tax money is being spent the right way. So if you were to buy an EV and
You're riding on the road for
yeah.
free then.
well, yeah, you are to an extent, but I also feel like we send a lot of extra money to Georgia Power that they don't really need. But I mean, I don't know. How are you going to enforce that, sir? Is it going to be like an overall
No, at
tax
the end of the
bill?
year, you have to state your mileage. Or when you go get your tag and it's an EV, you pay, let's say, $250 more or $300 more because of it being an EV. Or, of course, some people say that eventually it's going to get down to where you're going to have to report the mileage in your vehicle at the beginning of the year and then the end of the year.
Yeah.
I can't see that being enforced.
No, that'd be great. I drove 30 miles this year.
Well, I mean, there's
Yeah.
so much tracking on your car, anyways. That I mean, the government, if they really want it, they can just get your data, anyways.
Yeah.
They can say,
Well,
okay, well,
that
what
is
what
the-
is it? Let me pull your mileage, and I'll pull it in a year, and I'll send you a tax bill. Right?
That's the thing that some are wanting to do. Also, is the cars automatically report to the government.
I mean,
I don't know, man. For me, like, do we need one more tax? I
No,
mean, and
probably
if
not.
now
I
I'm going to
mean-
choose to do something that's going to save me money as an individual, but now you're just going to tax me on saving myself money? Like,
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's. I mean, I guess I can see where they're trying to come from for road and infrastructure maintenance, but I don't.
The roads are crappy.
That's what I'm
Let's
saying.
be
I don't.
honest.
I
Like,
don't
we
feel
don't
like
fix the
we're
roads.
maintaining our infrastructure properly anyway.
Well,
So,
I use
it's
an
just a cash
electric
grab.
razor, and I empty my electric razor in the trash can. Should I have to pay because it's electric? Should I have to pay extra money because
Well, absolutely.
it's going in the trash? And
No,
there-
it
and
needs to
somebody,
be corded so Georgia Power gets their money.
You should shave your face now.
Yeah, I think they should let that alone. I mean, I don't. I like EV cars too. Some people might think because of things I've said about the some of the items on EV cars that I'm against EV cars. Actually, it's not absolutely not true. I love EV cars. I think there's a great place for them. I'm just against government subsidies of EV cars. I think the people should choose based on which one is best for them. And I like both. I think we should have EV cars, hybrid cars, gas cars, and let people choose the one they like best.
I'm seeing
Yeah.
a flood of hybrids right now. Like, I feel like more people are buying hybrid.
Well, that was honestly, that's really to me the option that makes the most sense is the hybrid. I mean, because you can, it's the best of both worlds.
Ready to go to the calls?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's go over to Ron. Hey, Ron, welcome to the C&C Auto Show.
Thank you, Aaron. I'd like to chime in talking about the EV and the fuel tax. I've had my EV for about 14 months, and the first tag renewal I got last year, I had to pay $235 for the alternative fuel tax. Normally, I should have only paid $20, but I hear that's going up every year in Georgia, and EV people are being punished. They're not being rewarded for buying an EV. I'm still glad I bought mine. I love it. But we are being punished in Georgia for that. And I would love to go to a mileage tax because EVs to me are round town vehicles. I'm not worried about high mileage because we only have 2,200 miles on our Cadillac Optic. And but we are punished. I have tried to call Atlanta, and that is impossible.
Good luck with that
the
one, Ron.
Georgia numbers do not connect you with anybody. It's all robot control.
Well, Ron, I believe that I'm assuming that is in Georgia, and I didn't realize that they were already doing
No, I didn't
adding the dollars on there.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I believe I would rather pay the $235 than have to report how many miles I drive every year because that's I think cars should still be private property that you own and you get to do what you want with, and I just don't want to have that feeling of saying, oh, I went more miles than I thought
Well,
last
I
year.
mean, if he only put 2,200 miles on it in a year and a half, I mean, he would have come out better, hypothetically, with a mileage reporting than he would have that just blanket $230.
Yeah, but you're already reporting your how
Yeah.
much you make for this, how much you made for that, what you spent on this. That's one more thing you got to report every year of saying, yeah, I drove 22,000 miles last year. I just don't. I don't want that. But I could see your point also, Ron. You didn't drive that much, so why should you have to pay a lot more for the highway repair? So.
Exactly. I figured the best I could figure up, we pay 33 cents a gallon fuel tax in Georgia.
Uh-huh.
I would have to use over 700 gallons of gas to justify that $235.
Uh-huh.
Now, I know EVs way more,
Uh-huh.
but does approximately 800 pounds justify a $235 charge?
Well, in that
I
same
can't see it.
well, in that same thread, yeah, they do weigh more, but not as much as a semi truck fully loaded, 80,000 pounds.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you're going to tax
Of
anybody
course.
for weight damage to the road, wouldn't it
So-
be truckers?
So, Ron,
God,
you've given
now,
this
come on,
thing
don't
a
beat truckers up, Jay.
Ron,
Yeah,
Ron has given this a lot of thought
Well,
here.
he has. but,
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
and it makes sense, everything
Yeah.
that you're saying, Ron. It sure does.
Let's just give more money to the
I
government.
appreciate it.
All right. Well, we appreciate the call
Okay.
and the comment.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Okay, the number to call is 800-224-9090. If you want to chime in on that and kind of give us your opinion on if you think EVs should have to pay extra money, and evidently it's $235 a year that they pay extra for their tag to
Georgia.
offset in Georgia, to offset not having to pay for the federal and state tax on the gas because they're not buying gas. So, ready to go to the next call?
yeah.
Okay, we'll go over to Ron. Ron, welcome to the C&C Auto Show.
Yeah, you got another Mo Ron.
Yeah, we do.
Let's
We
go.
got another Ron.
Let's go, Ron and Ron.
Yes. What can we help with?
Look, talking about Ron's problem, you would think the legislatures up there, when they do find time to do any kind of business, to give the people that has these electric vehicles a credit every year that they can get back on the income tax for non-emission vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
The EPA could go a long ways in helping that. When they're stealing billions of dollars in Medicaid, in some cases trillions, you think a little bit of money would filter down to the law-abiding citizens at some point. But they don't seem to think that way. They want you think of all the taxes and fees that we have to pay every year for just crappage. It really, I don't see how a young couple making it to these days can make it. What I wanted to, y'all talking about these new electronic devices that they're wanting to put in these cars, like the braking systems and all. Why couldn't they do something that was beneficial to the public and put in on the carburetor, like with the cruise control, that when you're going through a 35-mile-an-hour school zone, there's something on that sign or in that area that tells your car, and not ask it, but dials it down to where you're going the speed limit. Those kind of things will help save lives, not this other crappage that is not going to save anybody's life.
Yeah,
and one last thought.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say just one last thought. Do we have a vehicle that can travel 186,000 miles per second?
I can't picture that right now.
Oh, besides a space shuttle.
Uh-huh. That's the speed.
Well, that's
of
the
light,
speed
though.
of light.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, no,
That's
we
the
ain't
speed
even
of
had that
light.
with the
Yeah.
space shuttle either. Teleport.
Yeah. And they just released all these papers about the space aliens coming here. Our closest next galaxy is over 2 million light years away. Unless they packed a real big lunch basket, you can never make it in that time.
Yeah.
I'm a history nut, and I like to watch the stars. If you go in on the constellation Virgo and look for the biggest star is Spica,
That's over 260 light years away. When you're looking at that star, that at the same time that light left the planet, that star, and came to your eye, left that star 260 years ago. That's when King George in America was stirring up the pot in England that caused the revolution. That's witnessing history. But this other stuff about aliens, unless we can get a vehicle that could travel you have to go even a little bit further than 186,000 miles per second. But look, guys, that's all I got. I just wanted to wish y'all a happy, safe Memorial Day.
Awesome stuff, Ron. You gave us some good stuff to talk about. Thank you.
I like Ron's verbiage and everything. The crappage.
Yeah.
We've got the crappage and everything.
I might have to move that one into rotation.
That was coming in.
The part to do with them controlling anything to do with the speed of vehicle, I don't like that at all. Because even a traffic law, what are you going to do if your car slows down to 35 in the summertime and school's out? There's no school, but you still got your car still going to slow down.
I mean, if it's got the lights and stuff going on the sign, because I mean the lights light up whenever when it turns into a school zone.
Yeah, but I mean, I have seen those things flashing, and the kids are out spring break or something.
Exactly.
You know that there's no kids.
Well, we need to slow Aaron down, anyways. Aaron thinks we don't need a speed limit.
Probably.
They should give people consequences. If you break the law, and you get pulled over, you should pay the price, but at the same time, give people the freedom to make decisions on their own.
You're talking about accountability in the country.
Exactly.
What is that?
Yeah.
I don't know what accountability means.
Yeah.
A father was hit with a $75 damage fee after his teenage daughter and a friend took a lift home from the beach on May 16th. The teenagers insisted they had no food or drinks in the cars. He asked Lyft customer service for proof and was sent a photo of the alleged mess. It turns out that the picture that they gave was AI generated, reportedly using Google Gemini. The driver got banned. Are we using, do people got to the point to where they think they can generate whatever they want to generate in order to scam?
Yeah.
I mean, you got phone calls that you might get, and you don't know for sure that it's the person that you're talking to.
Well, I've been getting a gajillion AI spam calls lately about a personal loan that I have not requested, but they keep calling. But at first, it sounded like a person because the way that they added in pauses or a breath or something else, like a real person would do. They've gotten smarter with this stuff. But, I mean, with anything good, there's so much good that AI can help us do. There's always going to be somebody that goes in there and uses it for the wrong things, like this guy trying to get $75 out of somebody for kids in a car.
Yeah.
It's...
So I guess the main thing that I'll say out of this whole deal is verify if it's anything in question, verify it now, because you can't assume that a picture you're looking at is true. Same way if you're looking at Facebook. If you see news and you say, "Wow, I can't believe that happened," verify it first before you get overly excited.
Video, audio, any of that.
Yeah, phone calls, verify before you get excited about it, because many times things can be replicated very easily. Ready to go to the next call?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Let's see here. We'll go to Ken. Ken, welcome to the C&C Auto Show. What can we help with?
No, I want to make a comment about your Jefferson Davis C&C Automotive.
Yes, sir. Yes.
3 weeks ago, I took my 04 Dodge Ram over there. Air conditioning hadn't worked in a couple of years, and they fixed it perfect. And matter of fact, I had to wait a couple of hours extra because he said some parts come in that were kind of dented up, and he didn't want to put it on there. And Dave did the right thing. He got the good part and put on there, and it works perfect.
Man.
And then last week or yesterday, I took my wife's 17 Dodge Ram 2500 over there, and the cooling system showed didn't have any fluid in it, so the sensor was gone. And so they washed it out and fixed it. I was kind of surprised at the price, though, but I'm still living in the 90s. I'm 73 years old.
Same here. I get excited about stuff still, too.
But I can say you get what you pay for.
Well, Ken,
And,
thank you very much. They got a new manager over at that store.
I'm ready to go on vacation.
Go ahead.
Dave? His name Dave?
Yeah, David Truitt. He's excellent. He is just wonderful to talk to, great with people, and also the whole team over there is great. You got Doug and Christina, and just all of them is great. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can tell y'all are Republicans because y'all are like the news channels. Y'all got pretty girls over there instead of.
Well, we appreciate that.
But anyway, I appreciate y'all being around and doing such good work.
Well,
and I even had some car sensors done a couple of years ago. One of them went out, and y'all replaced it for free. So that was a plus.
Wow. Well, we really do appreciate your phone call.
I've won your contest 4 times now. I didn't get a chance to win it today.
You want me to give you another one real quick? You want one?
Well, your coffee.
All right, here we go.
Cup,
all right, Billy. Billy,
I drank the.
I'm gonna give you the opportunity to win this one. Billy was driving his 2018 Chevy truck out in the woods, and he had to get in some heavy brush. He got a tick. When he got home, he did something that got rid of it. What did he do? All right,
put gasoline. Either put gasoline or oil on it. Pull it off. That's what I did.
No, you've been so nice. I'm gonna instruct her not to give you the button. So because you've been so nice, but no, that one's not it.
But anyway, your coffee cup served as coffee for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden it turned into a spittoon cup. So I'm sorry about that.
Well, Kim, we really do appreciate your call, and thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. I love calls like that.
Oh,
That's very nice of him. Okay, the number to call is 800-224-9090, and take a guess at what's next coming up. All right. Now, in the past, we had power steering with power steering pumps, power steering fluids, and all that. And then we had a lot of other things that started working electrically. Now, Brembo is officially moving its Sensify intelligent braking system into large-scale production, effectively replacing traditional hydraulic brake circuits with a fully electronic brake circuit. Fluid-free setup, and this software is driven technology. And so, in other words, that's what's next, electric brakes, which we have electric parking brakes now on most vehicles.
Look at that, trailer brakes for everybody.
Yeah, trailer brakes for everybody. So I guess there's going to be a time to where you won't have, you already don't have power steering fluid on most cars. And so I guess we're moving to a place where we won't have any brake fluid.
So no brake fluid exchanges.
Well,
no, not
but
anymore.
we'll have them for many, many years because you got cars that are very, very. We still do a lot of power steering flushes on cars because a lot of them have it, but a lot of cars won't. But all that's progressing, and of course now there's electrical components are being used more and more on different things. For instance, eventually we won't have the cam, we won't have the timing belt, we won't have any of the timing features because we'll have electronic solenoids for valves.
Yeah.
The complexity of the car, though, with all these electronics, is what people don't realize. How much more? It's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Oh wow. Now I'm going to do this one right. Now that was the time before last. I made a mistake as far as not closing it out properly. we're gonna close out properly this time. So I will say this real good. That wraps up this week of the C&C Auto Show, and we want to say thank you to our co-hosts Jamie Bridges and David Clark, and we also want to say thank you to our show producers, and that would be Mason Rogers and Ana Lopez. And we had a fantastic show. We talked a lot about different EV cars. We talked about just taxes that we pay, government control of how fast our vehicles go. We heard from Jenny and Ron, all of these.
Ron.
We had a great time, and we want to thank all of you, and we want everyone to have a safe, enjoyable Memorial Day weekend and to take this time to honor those that gave their sacrifices so that we can enjoy those weekends.
Yes.
And we will see you next week with a shiny new C&C Auto Show.